Adebayo scores 83 points against the Wizards, becoming the second highest single-game scorer in history, surpassing Kobe Bryant and trailing only Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points. Naturally, this brought out a lot of people who came out with takes like, here's today's NBA, it's not the NBA of the past, the NBA is a joke. There are no defenses in the NBA and any player can score as much as he wants. I believe everyone is wrong and I'll explain why. Because when we look broadly at all the players who have scored in recent years, 60, 70 points in this case, 81 in the case of Kobe Bryant, we almost always see teams playing against the weakest or the weakest defensive team in the league. Yes, even Kobe Bryant's 81-point game was incredible, but it was against the league's weakest defensive team that year. In my opinion, the main mistake is people broadly analyzing the NBA. If one player or team does something the entire league is called weak and lacking defense, it's a joke. No one mentioned Nigel Hayes-Davis scoring 50 points last year against Alba Berlin, most in garbage time, or claimed the EuroLeague is a joke just because Alba Berlin wasn't a top team. The same goes for the Premier League, where no one talked about Leicester's 9-0 win over Southampton, Manchester United's 9-0 win over Southampton, or Liverpool's 9-0 win over Bournemouth, and said the league is a joke just because there's one weak team. Obviously, there will be exceptional cases. So in these exceptional cases, they usually put them in the spotlight. For comparison, the Premier League plays a quarter of these kinds of games during the season. Even there, from time to time, there are unusual games. It happens. That's the question, by the way. That's what happens. A question, by the way, what was unusual and really disgusted me in this game was the fact that he broke the single-game record for free throw attempts with 43 attempts. But when you look at the video, you can see that the Wizards just kept hitting him. Many times, even the referees should have called the fouls earlier. The most fundamentally lacking defense possible, we all know and have seen the Wizards, unfortunately, for years with Denny Avdija. It's the same team that is even more committed to losing today, on steroids. So when three players try to stop him, each gets more aggressive and hits him harder, resulting in a foul. And to answer your question, not every player can score 80 points and not every player can score 50 points in this league. On an exceptional night, there are players who can because there's a lot of talent there. But the NBA in the 90s was not better than it is today. It was less spaced out and more aggressive due to less outside shooting. Today, it's more spaced out, faster paced, smarter, and more analytical. Players are more skilled and can score from anywhere. Better spacing also leads to more points in the league today. But it's not that teams don't play defense in the league today. Rather, it's much harder to play defense in the league, and that's why teams that play really bad defense stand out much more. Here's a classic EuroLeague example, which many praise. If you only watch Alba Berlin or Villeurbanne games, you'll find plenty of embarrassing moments. They just aren't highlighted as much. Their problem and the latest criticism is that he stayed on the court until he actually broke the record. I don't see any problem with that. It's part of American sports culture. Maybe it's not exactly the same, but in my eyes, it's equivalent. A defender who happened to score a brace, the game is already over, decided in soccer, and in the 80th or 90th minute, his team gets a penalty and they let him take it. There's no need to make more of it than it is, beyond the very impressive achievement of Bam Adebayo, who really is a team player and truly deserves this personal accomplishment, because until now, he was never a player who even chased personal stats.